Hey Capricorn, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Capricorn. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. And the energy between the two, we have chain. So this is chain of events that will affect your life. Okay, let's look at this energy. Let's start with person A. With person A in this connection, there are a few different ways that I could read this energy. First, it makes me think of someone who may have given up. This person might feel defeated in this connection or in life in general. So I'm kind of getting like a mixture of energy coming from this person. Like I think that there's a little bit more information here than just what's related to this connection. So there might be situations or circumstances, even people in their life that have impacted this connection in some way. Because this really could be kind of their general approach to life, this feeling of defeat or this feeling of surrendering. They may have walked away or withdrawn. Again, they could have walked away or withdrawn within this connection, but I feel like it's also important to say that this person may have withdrawn or pulled away from life in general. There is kind of a sadness here. It feels like the hope and the expectation was one thing, and then it turned out to be something else. So there might be some disappointment here. The issue I'm having with this energy is that I really can't tell if it is about this person's outlook when it comes to this connection specifically, or if it is a more general attitude in life. It really could be both. It could be that this is an attitude that they have applied to life in general, therefore it kind of spills over into this connection. It is their approach. So I feel like for this person, this could be stuff that happened in the past. This could be even referencing a past connection. If it doesn't apply directly to this connection, this can be a past relationship that didn't work out for them. It could even be a marriage. I'm feeling like for some of you, it could be that this relationship was very significant, like maybe a relationship where there were children involved, or like I was saying, a marriage, something that was very serious, long-term committed relationship. It could be something like that. I also feel like this person might have kind of the feeling of life not working out for them. Just having this feeling of defeat. So I am picking up on that for person A. But there is a flip side to this energy, and actually both could be present at the same time. So on the flip side, I'm also picking up on the vibe that this is someone who may have surrendered to this connection. This is more a message that's coming through directly referring to this connection. And I do think that in some cases, that feeling of defeat or that feeling of things not working out in this person's life in the past is true, and it's something that they hold on to. But at the same time, when it comes to this connection, I feel like there might be this energy of surrendering to it, almost like bowing to its power or acknowledging the power that this connection has over them. It feels almost like acknowledging this connection's inevitability is how I want to put it. This is a highly intuitive person. This is someone who has had an intuitive knowing about this connection from day one. But there really is a mixture of energy here, a feeling of being defeated and also a feeling of willingly giving in. And it really might be that this person has felt both when it comes to this connection. Maybe has even felt both in life in general. But I feel like something about this connection might have woken this person up, might have opened their eyes to something new. And there might even have been a little bit of resistance toward it, because it feels almost like, it feels like not wanting to accept how powerful this is, or how pulled they feel. Like they've already accepted some kind of, I want to say, lower vibrational energy, which I'm not sure if that's exactly it. This is someone who may have accepted that life isn't always perfect. Life isn't beautiful. You just have to kind of accept the way that things go for you. They may have found themselves falling into that energy. And I think this connection might have shaken that up for them. It might have made them think, oh, maybe things are a little bit different than I thought that they were. But it kind of feels to me like that might have been difficult for them to realize. It might still be difficult for them to realize and to accept, because they want to be in this energy of like, I give up, nothing works out for me, this sucks. And now something's working out for them. So I feel both of those energies. Really interesting energy coming from this person. But the fact that I can tell that this person is highly intuitive, I think that's what changed things for them. Because as much as they wanted to deny what they were seeing unfold in this connection based on previous experience, they wanted to deny this. They wanted to say it couldn't be this. These feelings couldn't be real. It can't be true, because things like this don't exist, and they certainly don't exist for me. They wanted to do that, but that heightened intuition is telling them there's something here. There's something right about this. There's something good here. So it's a little bit conflicting for them. But yeah, I see them almost like waving their flag, and it feels like they're kind of waving their flag at person B, or at this connection in general. Like, I give up, I give in. There's nothing I can do to fight this anymore. That's what it feels like to me. It's not even so much that they've given up on this connection. It's like they've given up on their want to deny the connection, or they see that they are powerless when it comes to this. It's too strong. They can't apply their old way of thinking to it. It just won't work. Yeah, let's look at person B. Person B is coming through with a very hopeful energy. This is someone who wants a fresh start. They want to start something new, or start something over with this purity, this beginnings. I feel like the energy here is that of being willing to wipe the slate clean and to start over, to forget the past, to welcome in the new. If this is a brand new relationship for you, this to me is kind of representing that excited feeling that you get when a relationship is just starting, and you're just so like thrilled and like overwhelmed by the possibilities that you could just burst. Like, this is that feeling of like you're giddy. It's a giddy feeling. Like you can't sleep, and when you do sleep, you just dream about the person that's on your mind, and they're the first thing you think about when you wake up. So it's that kind of new energy, whether the connection is new or not. There is a willingness here to get back to that place of newness, to kind of start things over. Let it be fresh. Let's forget about what has transpired in the past, in this relationship, or just in life in general. Let's forget about that. This person B, is more of that mindset. They can take that outlook a lot easier than I think it is for person A to do it. Although they are surrendering to it, it just feels like it might have been a little bit more of a struggle for them. Person B might also often reminisce about when this connection was brand new, when it felt like it was all fresh, and like before any problem cropped up, before there was any issue to be dealt with. So they might be in this energy of like, I remember how this felt. I know there's something good here. I remember the beginning. They might even often want to remind person A of how things were. Like, don't you remember what it was like when we first started talking to each other, or that first date we had, or whatever it is? Like, don't you remember that feeling, and isn't that significant? Shouldn't we look at that? That's kind of more the vibe that I'm getting from person B. I think that both people, both person A and B, believe in this. That's for sure. They both believe in this. They have a different way of showing their belief because person A has intuitively known the entire time. That could be the same on both sides, but it's like they've known the entire time. They might not have wanted to admit it to themselves, but they've known. And person B is willing to even start over, or is willing to see the possibilities of how this could grow and evolve. It's really clear with the energy between these people being the chain that both parties feel like this thing, whatever this is, happened for a reason. Meeting this person happened for a reason. Definitely. Definitely. It's almost like you could both be kind of retracing your steps, like retracing the steps that you took that brought you together. Realizing how much the meeting of this person or that thing that happened by chance has changed your life, or has the potential to change the direction of your life. I don't think that either of you truly thinks that this happened by accident. And I'm also getting a connected or bound energy in this connection. I feel like it might feel to you like something that you can't escape, like you can't escape each other, or like this person is always in your thoughts or something like that. There is kind of this chained feeling, this joined together feeling, this feeling that after the two of you came together, nothing will be the same. Like almost like you entered a new timeline at that point, or you stepped onto a new path, and now all events will be kind of based on the fact that this connection ever happened in the first place. Both parties in this recognize the intensity. They recognize the gravity of it. They recognize the importance of it, is kind of how that's coming through. So let's look at some oracle cards to see, just kind of get like a little bit of starting energy about what this person's next move towards you will be. That's a lot. That's kind of an intense energy. Interesting because we have this energy here of purity and beginnings. So that's almost mirrored here. That could be something that the two of you are on the same page about, wanting to start over, wanting to wipe the slate clean, or wanting to embark on this new path together. I feel like this person might want to build a new life with you. They may have been working on their own, working like independently to create some kind of new scenario in their life. And they may want to fill you in on some of these changes. This could be a relationship or a connection that might require a new, require the start of a new life. It feels like for a lot of you, this person might be leaving an old life behind, or an old situation, in exchange for this new life with you. There might be a move involved here. There might be a relocation involved. It's funny because in the background of this chain card, this is like a globe. I honestly don't know if that's what is supposed to be depicted here, but behind this chain, I see a globe. So it's pulling in some of that like energy of the World card from the tarot. And it is making me think that there might be a need for relocation or closing the distance between the two of you in this connection, because it does feel like for one or both of you, pursuing this connection might mean really letting go of some old stuff, old patterns. It can be old. It can be old. I don't really want to say old because I feel like it's current, but it's like wherever you lived. So it's like letting go of your house, your apartment, letting go of your job, letting go of your familiar surroundings, selling your car. Like, I get that kind of vibe. Like, it might really be an energy of like, we gotta start over. We're gonna start a brand new life. It could be that the two of you are gonna relocate somewhere together, where neither one of you has lived before, and start something new. So for some of you, that's the energy that I'm picking up on. This is either the energy of planning, like they may casually mention, I feel like when this person approaches you next, they might casually mention making plans for the future, or the possibility of establishing something more solid between the two of you. Or this is the energy of sharing. So it might be that they have made a lot of changes in their life. They may have let go of old situations in their life, or come up with ways to make this connection flow better in some way, and they want to fill you in on what's been going on in their life. It's almost like they might have a new life now, and they want to tell you about that. So I do feel like the next time this person moves towards you, their next moves towards you are to communicate something about having this new life. Whether this is a want or a willingness to start a new life with you, or this is like, hey, I've changed my life. I've made these important changes, and I think this is going to help. This is going to change things for us. That's kind of the feeling I get. Let's look at some tarot. I feel like this person, the funny thing about this energy is I feel like this person's feelings are super deep, very strong, and like the amount of commitment that they want to express to you is a lot. It's very abundant. And I feel like this next time that they approach you, they might not be ready or willing to let you know where everything that they're talking to you about is coming from. And what I mean by that is they might be making plans about the future, trying to kind of test the waters, trying to feel things out with you, bringing things up like, so do you think you might, move, or well, my lease is expiring, so I'm thinking about where I might live next, or something like that. Like they're dropping hints is kind of how I feel for a lot of you. They're going to be dropping hints, and what's behind that is this desire to start something brand new with you, to kind of like solidify this in some way, take that next step in the connection. We have the Emperor. Yeah. Even if they're not direct about it, or if it could be misconstrued, like maybe it feels like you're just catching up with the person and you don't realize they're actually kind of probing for information, or trying to give you information about their life and their situation without being too obvious about it. And for others of you, I feel like this person might come right out. They might come right out and let you know about how they want this to progress, how they want to begin anew with you. Okay, so this person's next move towards you, they're definitely going to approach you. They're coming towards you as the Emperor. Why do I get the feeling like they might be a little bossy too? I feel like this person might be a little bossy, or kind of have things figured out. Like they have their idea of how they want this to work. It's an assertive energy. I feel like this person's next move towards you will likely be very direct. It feels like they have a particular outcome in mind, and they'll want things to go their way. Like they'll want things to go according to however they've envisioned it in their mind. It could be that if there's some kind of disagreement or misunderstanding between the two of you, they're going to come across as like wanting things to be seen the way that they want it to be seen, wanting things to go in their kind of in their direction, if that makes sense. They'll want you to come over to their side. They'll want you to agree with them. it just feels like they want to be in charge in some way. But what's interesting about this is I also kind of get the feeling that this feeling of wanting to be in charge could be this person wanting to almost like swoop in and take charge of the situation, like sweeping you off your feet in some way. I also feel like this person may be asking you to come to wherever they are, to meet them on their turf, so to speak. So this Emperor energy is making me think that their next move towards you might be, it's funny, just even the way her arms are. I feel like they might want you to come to them, whatever that means. Come over to their place, come to their city, come to their... It could be their job. It doesn't have to be a big move, but I just feel like this person's going to be inviting you onto their turf, into their world in some way. They might be asking you out to like their favorite restaurant. Yeah, it can be that kind of vibe. So it can be anything from like, I want you to travel all the way to my country. Like if there's a lot of distance between the two of you, this person's going to bring up wanting you to come to them, and that can be just maybe over to their place, to their job, out to their favorite restaurant, someplace where they feel a little bit more in control, or like they're able to pamper you or treat you in some way. Really interesting energy, but it just feels like they want to take care of you. You know, for some of you, this could even be the energy of them asking you to move in with them. So obviously take that as it resonates, because you might not be at that stage in your relationship, but I feel like there's just this energy of like wanting to draw you toward them. They're being very assertive about it. They're being direct about what they want, but what they want is to bring you into their world, to bring you, like kind of integrate this more into their life. And it really does feel like they want to have the final word or have the final say on a matter. They might even try to direct or control the conversation. I think ultimately they want the two of you to work together to reach this Nine of Cups energy that we have here. So, that word work, though, that's kind of, it's interesting because, yeah, I do feel like there could be some energy of them wanting to work with you on this. But I say that word work very loosely because it might not be so much that the two of you need to work together unless there is a problem that needs to be solved. But it could be more that they want the two of you to be in harmony together. Maybe to hear each other out, maybe to communicate a little better, to share some ideas. So this could be, they want to have great conversation with you. They want to have in-depth conversation with you. They might be in a place where they're looking for the two of you to learn some new things about each other, maybe get to know each other a little better. I just feel like this person wants to spend more time with you. I feel also like if they come across like they're a little too assertive, to be aware of where that's coming from, because it's really coming from a place of wanting to engage with you, wanting to be in the same space as you, maybe wanting to come across as someone who is very sure, someone who is in control, even if they don't always feel it. I'm going to pull just one more card that I did want to take a card from this deck and see what messages we get. Let's see. So we have, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Okay, I feel like that's that Emperor energy. It's about having clear direction. So if this person does come across as like pushy or insistent, or they really want you to come towards them, they really want to start something new, it's really because of some realization that they've had, and they've like this card says, realigned. So the direction's really clear to them. And I think this is someone who, when the direction's very clear, they're able to kind of make those moves. So I just feel like this person really wants to come across as super confident the next time that they approach you. They want to come across as someone who has a plan. Yeah. It's like some energy of wanting to explore, go deeper, gain some sort of new information. That's what's on this person's mind. Is this Nine of Cups energy, this Nine of Emotions, that's what's on their mind, and that's what's driving them. They want something, they want to like solidify something. I feel like there's something here. They recognize something in this connection, and it's almost like they're willing to risk it all for it. The risk might be tiny, the risk might be huge depending on your situation, but they see enough potential here that they're willing to take the risk. And when this person approaches you, that's why they want to come across as confident. They might even be asking you to kind of take a bit of a leap with them. So they want to appear like they know what they're doing. They want to appear confident about it. They want to have a solid plan in place, because it's almost like they're not going to get you to jump with them if they're not sure of the jump. So it also kind of feels to me, yeah, they want you to see them as someone who is worth your time. That's the most important part here about that confidence. They want to appear as someone who's worth your time. It's like they want to establish a situation too where they can spend more time around you. And I say it like that because if this is someone that you work with, because I'm kind of getting that vibe, like this could be somebody that you do work with, they might be changing their schedule around to create more of an opportunity to spend time with you. They're taking charge in some way. They're making some sort of decision. So their next move towards you might be something like that. It could even be something that you're unaware of, like that they switched their schedule around, and this can be their work schedule. Doesn't have to be. It can be their work schedule even if you don't work with them. They're moving things around to make more space, make more opportunity to start something new with you. And you might not even at first know all of the ways that they are kind of reconfiguring things in their life to make more space for this. Yeah, I get this definite feeling of like, this is all about creating more time with you. So this can be changing a schedule. It can be asking you out on a date. It can be kind of just hanging around more than usual. This can be someone that's like, they're just there, you know. I'm trying to think of a scenario to explain it, but you know, when you can kind of tell that somebody wants the conversation to go on, they kind of linger, they wait for another opportunity. It could be that kind of energy. This could even be the energy of them popping up to surprise you. They're gonna do whatever they can to start building towards this Nine of Cups energy with you, whatever that looks like in your in the stage of connection that you're at. But they have this desire to build something that's very fulfilling, something that feels very satisfying. And I feel like this is satisfaction on both sides. It's like they're doing this because it will make them feel emotionally fulfilled. And I think they know that it will make you feel emotionally fulfilled as well. But I feel this energy coming from them as if they've realized that emotional fulfillment, there's a connection here in this relationship. There's a connection between them and emotional fulfillment. There's a chain. So it's almost like this relationship, they feel that their emotional fulfillment is somehow dependent on this relationship. I dropped a card. Or that this relationship has the ability to provide a lot of that fulfillment. So let's look at your card. Okay, I think I have, what's going on here? I have a couple that flipped, so let's look at these. I replay our conversation over and over. My life is not as together as it seems. Yeah, I feel that surrender energy coming through with that. I feel like this person sometimes can have doubts. They just feel like things don't work out for them. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Yeah, let's see what other messages we can get from my little homemade deck here. I miss our talks, and we also have I replay our conversations over and over. So this can be someone who's really just missing your presence and your company in their life, and they think about all of the things that the two of you had shared. I'm also picking up on, for some of you, this is someone that maybe you haven't had the opportunity to spend a whole lot of time around, and they just kind of like miss those little bits of time that they had with you. We have I can't imagine my future without you in it. And I don't want to let this go. I do think that this person's next move towards you will be one that is trying to establish something that's more emotional and more stable. And that there's a potential that it kind of takes them out of their comfort zone to do this. But they want to try to get things in order to create some sort of newness. They want to create this new life with you. So even if that's subtle things like just trying to figure out how the two of you can spend more time around each other, or how you can get closer to each other in terms of location or something like that. They do want to start something new. So yeah, I think that's all the messages I see for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you liked this video, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye!